What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're bright and early, as you can see. Emmanuel and I woke up pretty early. We're trying to do the brakes on the Corolla, but it's a little bit cold, but we're still gonna do the video for you guys. We're not gonna, back out. We're changing the brake rotors, brake pads, and we're gonna clean these up a bit. These look all nasty and disgusting. Check this out. Yesterday I had the free time. And ba-boom, we're gonna make that nasty rotor, nasty brake caliper turn to that I just showed you. Here you go. We're gonna go ahead and start on this one, and then we're gonna work our way into our brake drum in the rear. We're gonna show you how to remove the brake drum and everything inside it, and it should be good. So let's just get started with the front one, because that's the easiest one, obviously. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so first things first, as you can see here, we have the whole hub wheel assembly facing towards me, so we have access to the two 17 bolts in the back of the brake. Here's one, and the other one's in the bottom, exactly. So we have to take the whole brake caliper assembly just to take off this whole rotor. But before we do any of that, we have to remove the little brake line right here. So when we take it off, we can set it back there so it's not dangling, and we could damage the brake line. So first things first, let's remove that brake. So then after we have that removed, go ahead and get a little wrenchy wrench so we can get it back to the bolts right here. Alright, of course you gotta do some force, and this should be loosening up, so let's just get loosening. There it is, first bolt. Then the second bolt is all the way down there, so we just have to find it. Alright guys, so with the two bolts removed right here, and obviously the one for the brake line, we should be able to just take this whole assembly off like that, and just set it somewhere back here so we could just rest it while we take this off and put the new one in. So we're gonna go ahead and just find a spot where we can put this on, and yeah. Alright guys, so you see here we have the brake caliper up here, so it supports it, so there's no strain on the brake line. And it should be easy to take off. This one's kind of loose. If not, see, it's not loose in the bottom. So what you want to do is just get a hammer the outer right here, the outer of the brake rotor, so we can see it work. So when I hit it, here's the man helping me out. Just take it off, and there you go. Simple as that. So we're gonna go ahead and straighten out the wheels, so we can go ahead and clean all this up. Pretty maintenance, I guess. And we're gonna straighten the wheel so we can put the new rotor, which is not the new rotor, it's the old one. So we're gonna go ahead and just straighten the wheel and just bring out the new rotor, clean it up, and call it good. So just hit it, honestly, if you're replacing this, because obviously I'm using a rubber one. Some people like to use a real hammer, but if you're not replacing this, just go ahead and try to wiggle it out, pry it out some way you can do it. But right now we're gonna go ahead and with this wire brush clean up these studs, because they're disgusting.
Darling,
Alright, you guys saw that. I kind of cleaned them up as best I can with this little wire brush, obviously. But we're going to go ahead and, clean it up a little more with a little hand wiring, but if I can find it. But obviously, these calipers need some love. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these up while they're off before I change the brakes. And then we're going to go ahead and, paint them. Just like I showed you guys on the other side, but yeah. So that's what's next before we put this back on and call it a good day. So I mounted one bolt on so I could hold it in place. So while I clean this whole thing, so yeah, these brakes are really bad. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll show you when we take them out. They're really bad. They're like this thin. Luckily we're changing all this out. Clean this out, getting new brake pads, new rotors. Should be good. So yeah, same thing as I did right here, just a wire brush and a drill. So we're gonna go ahead and just clean this whole brake caliper up.
darling.
You guys saw in the quick time, look, a little shinier, it's a little dirty, so we're gonna go ahead and spray it with some brake cleaner and just wipe it down. Hopefully that gets it clean up. So you can go ahead and prime these, paint these like the other one. But yeah, after that we're gonna focus on the rotor once again. Here we have the brand new, spanking new brake rotor. Obviously, what you don't want to do is just simply just put it on the car itself. You still have to spray some brake cleaner on it, clean, so we take off that oil. So here you go, get some. We're actually sponsored by AutoZone, but my brother went to Rise for some reason. Spray it down and get yourself a little good shop towel. Just clean it, nice and clean. Before any of that, you actually want to do the back as well, because you don't want your brakes doing that. Come on, you guys. So just keep this clean. Clean, get it's like detailing over your brakes. Alright, so just clean that off. See, we got the brake cleaner than what it was, but we're gonna still be able to clean it after we mount this on and the brake itself. So pretty much how you put this on is like you take it off, just put it back on, and just mount the brakes on, and it should just stay flush. But obviously it's still gonna move after some time. It'll stay on there. I'll tell you right now, the passenger one was really stuck. We had to really beat that to get it out, but luckily this one wasn't as bad as the other one. So yeah, so let me just put the camera down, set everything up, and you know, do a cool time lapse real quick.
Darling, you send me. I know you send me. Darling, you.
Alright you guys, so we have that on, but obviously new rotor, I didn't think about that. We're gonna have to take off the old brakes in here just so it can sit flush. Pretty much no brakes in there, just sit on there, and then we're gonna clean it more while it's mounted so it's not moving as much as you guys saw on the other time lapse. I was like kind of struggling because this was kind of moving. But yeah, so we're gonna take off the brakes. So you know, with the little right here, it's a 14, or just take either side. So you just flip it whatever side, take that off, and then we're gonna mount this back on, and then call it good, and then clean it up, spray it, paint it, and then put the new brakes and hardware in. Yeah, back mounted up like how we took it out, but look, took out the brakes. You can see there's some grass in there. The brakes were pretty bad, but yeah, we got them lined up so it holds this in place. She's still loose. It's still loose, but once we put the new brake pads, it should stay in place. And then it's mounted so we can keep cleaning it better instead of me having to hold it. See, I got a little cut, but and then while we hit it with some brake cleaner, it can clean up real good, so you know the paint will stick on there and come out really clean. As you can see here, I have a little not so setup here, but we have these old dirty microfibers that we're gonna throw anyways, but we shoved them right here between the rotor and the brake, so it covers right there. There's no brakes inside them, so we put stuff with shop towel paper right here, so it's all covered. So yeah, we're just gonna get to painting. We got it all back assembled and nice here, as you can see here. Not perfect, got some warts right here, but you know what, I like it. It came out good. But we got the new brakes in there, everything all mounted, everything all put together. But look at this, god damn, brakes were dirty, there was grass in them, they were all stuck in there pretty much. Look, old rotor, new rotor, old brakes, new brakes. Also we got new hardware also, so don't worry, we changed the hardware for all the front brakes because the rear ones said are drum brakes. So that's what we're gonna do next. We got the front ones done on both sides, the driver's side and the passenger side. Got the struts as we did in the last video. But next, after the brakes, I think we're gonna do the axles right here. But yeah, we're gonna do the axles, and I think we're gonna do tire rods too, inner and outer tire rods. I'm not really too sure, but yep, that's gonna be next. So we got the front ones done, completed. Now if you guys want a video how to paint your calipers, let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than glad to do that for you guys. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the rear brakes. Let's get to it. See, Manu here. My brother already showed you guys how to do the front ones. Yeah, they came out really nice. But I'm gonna show you how to do the back ones because they are drum brakes. So what you're gonna need to do this is just common hand tools. You might need a hammer so you can knock off the old drum if they're stuck. The only special tool we have here is to take off the lock springs, the back one. Some pliers, screwdriver, flat screwdriver, some wrenches, new shoes, and the brake hardware, and also some brake cleaner, and also the oil pan when we spray the brake cleaner so no dust gets in your face when you're working on the brake drums. So now what we don't want to do is take off the drum. These should come off easily. Mine has a clip right here just in case you need to take it off. Let me get a screwdriver, pop it off,
There you go. And this should just come right out. But first, if yours doesn't come out, you want to get a hammer or also a mallet if you need to. What you want to do is hit the outer drum on the sides. Don't try to hit the stud, because if you hit the stud, you might have to replace the wheel bearing. So what you want to do is wiggle this off. This should come off right on easy. And there we go. And now, since we took it off, there's gonna be a lot of dust in here. So we get our brake clean. We just spray it down. And now we'll let that dry. So before you do anything, you're gonna need something that takes pictures, because we want to take pictures so we know where everything is. Because what if later on you're like, oh, I don't know where this spring goes? Well, then that's it. And also, before you start taking off anything, you want to wear your gloves, because it still has brake dust. And also, we want to wear our safety glasses. These are springs, they're compressed, they could fly out at you. You don't want this to get in your eye. So now with all that covered, we can start removing the shoes. So this step, you don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna do this so you guys could see more better. I'm gonna start taking off the wheel hub, just so you could have more room. You don't have to take it off, like I said. I'm just gonna loosen them. These are pretty loosened. I got them cracked down with a cheater bar, but I just want them a little bit more loosened so I can take this off. And now we want this to be hold in place. See, my glove is dirty. Like I said, you should wear gloves when doing this. But since we want this to hold this in, because this will move off, we want to push this back and put 2 of our screws in, hand tight them. Alright, I'm just gonna snug these up so they're not really too loose. Not snug them up, but just a little tight, you know. So now we'll get our little tool that will take off the lock springs. So what we want to do is this little spring, this little log, so we're just gonna turn it till it comes off like that. So take off the little spring, the wheel washer, the little pins in the back. It's 1 pin out. Then we're gonna want to take off this side too. Go, that came out. Push the pin out. Grab the pin on the back side. There we go. Alright, next step. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna need to take one of these springs off. I'm just gonna take off this spring off, so it's much easier. But like I said, wear your safety glasses. This could hit you in the eye. So we're just gonna pop this little spring out. So now, with the spring out, you should be able to take off the adjusting arm up here with the spring. I'm just gonna leave it connected here to the other side. And now what we need to take off is our parking arm. So to take off the parking cable, what you want to do is grab the spring and pull up the parking cable. And there you go. So next step, we have these little clips on here that hold the adjusting arm right here. So this one has another side, but just to be easier, we're just gonna take off one side, because there's no point of us taking this out if we're just gonna do the same thing. Unless you're gonna replace the adjusting arm and the brake arm. So let's put this. We want to open this, take it out. There you go. It came out. Now we want to take out this little spring. I'll show you how to take that out. So now we want to take this little spring out. And what we want to do is get this and take it out like that. And remember this. See how the spring goes in? So let me show you again. The spring goes in this way. You put it in this little hole first. then you put it in the other hole, then it gets there, and then you pull this so it locks on there like that. But since we're replacing this, you should replace your brake hardware when you do your brake job. You're going to take off our adjusting lever, so that's good. Just remember how it goes. It goes on this side and it goes on that side. So now what we want to do is take off the spring on this adjusting lever. What we want to do is unscrew the adjusting cord. Let's see. Alright, that's there. Now the spring should just come right out. Just a little wiggle around. Should come out easily. There you go, spring's out. So now let's go get the new springs. Just the adjusting arm spring, and now that we put this in, we just go like this. Put it in there. But what I want to do is clean these up first because these are really dirty. So I'll show you how to clean them up right now. So I'm just spraying with brake clean. Clean it up. Like I said, wear gloves because brake clean is not good for your skin. This is where the screw goes in. But this we want to clean up so it's flush. I'm gonna get the other part, the screw bolt. So we want to get some brake cleaner, spray it down, clean it up, clean the threads because we are going to be adding NDCs to here so it spins better. Also clean here. That looks clean. Now we need to clean one more part and then we'll be done. So now we want to clean this little piece. I already sprayed brake clean on here. I'm gonna get my screwdriver and clean it in here. Just clean that in there because it's really dirty, full of brake dust. Go, it's clean. And I'm gonna show you what to put in here. Now we want to add some NECs to these threads, just a little bit. So let's add a little bit like that. Put the NECs back. And we're gonna just spread it around like this so it covers the threads. You don't want to put too much where there's little big gulps. Alright. Just keep doing that. There you go, it's ready. So now we'll just screw this back in so this gets spin freely because this is what adjusts your brakes over time. When you step on the brake pedal, this will adjust your brakes when they wear out. There you go. Now next we want to lubricate is this. But the easiest way to lubricate this is just get the other side where it slides into, get some little anti-seize and just put it on there like that. And then when I put it in, so just put it in here, spin it around, and there you go, it's in there. So now we want to put our spring back, so put our spring back, we need to unscrew this again. Alright, let's put a spring in, easy, put it in there, go, springs in, put the bolt in. Alright, there we go. And now to the next step, which would be making our new brakes. So now you want to put new gloves on because we don't want to get anti-seize on our new brakes. Alright, so now with new gloves on, so we don't get anti-seize on our new brakes, you want to compare brakes. So this one goes like this, but you want to make sure, see how this one has more padding, this one has less padding material right here and right here, and this one has more than the other one. You want to make sure they're the same. So this one's the same, that one. Now we have another one, but I need to still check out the adjusting arm. We're just pushing out. There we go. So now we're back. We have our new brake shoes all ready to go. So now what we want to do is put the adjusting arm back. But I want to clean this up a bit, so I'll be right back. So now with our adjusting lever clean, well, sort of clean. Let me just clean this really quick. Clean as best as we could. We'll put this back in here, like that. And then we have, with the new brake hardware, it should come with the new clip so you can put it in. What we want to do, is just close it with some pliers. Let me do that real quick. It is the hardest part to do. Alright, so now we got the little clip in. It was a little hard, but you'll get it in there soon enough. But this should move freely now. If it's too tight, you have to loosen this a little bit more, but this is perfect. So now what we want to do is get our new spring, because this is old, we don't want to use old springs. And then we get the new spring now. New spring, and like I said, remember this goes in here first, and this goes in here like that. And we go right here. Now we get our pliers and we pull the spring and put it back on there. And now it has more tension on it. There you go. So now what we want to do, I'm going to take off this little part. Just put on, depends on your car, but mine, I take this off so it'll be easier to install when I put this in. So now we have our spring in and a little thing right here that helps it spin freely. So now everything is done here except the still spring, which goes on the other shoe. So what I have the new one, so like that. But next we have to do is clean the mounting points on where the shoes sit. So let's go do that right now. So now, like I said, we need to clean the mounting points. These little points where the shoes sit. What you want to get is a metal wire brush, but since for some reason I don't have a metal wire brush, so I have a drill with the brush attachment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean these off like this. So let's go. So now what we want to do is we want to get a little anti-seize and apply a thin amount of anti-seize, because we had to let so the shoes are able to move freely, but we don't want to put a lot because a lot of dust does get in here and it will just ruin the anti-seize. So we just want a thin layer on the point. So let me go get the anti-seize. Alright, I got the anti-seize, and then we're gonna get a little layer. Just trying to clean up excess. If you see a little bit more excess than you did, just clean that up. Paper towel or get something else. But now that's done, you get our shoes in. Right, so next we need to put our parking cable, basically the emergency cable, into this little slot where it was before. So what we do is we grab the spring on this one, and what we want to do is put it in here.
As you can see that I had to step in a while, but my brother pretty much kind of two-person job, because this one was a little bit more harder than the passenger side rear. So you see I'm not wearing gloves. I just don't like wearing gloves, but you should definitely wear gloves to be safe. So here you go, we put it in the parking brake, and I'll let my brother take over once next.
So now we're just gonna put the parking brake in. Simple. You need to put the pin in. Just find the little hole in the back. Put it in here. Find the shoe. We'll put this one first in here. Kind of push the pin first in. Like that. Spring on. You could use a special tool, but I think I'll be able to do it without it. There you go. We got the spring in. Just push it where it goes. Like that. Right, so now we're gonna put the other shoe. We had to put the spring in, so let's put the spring in right here. You can see it goes in here too. So put it in there, and it goes under there. And then just lift this up like that. And just take the spring, push this in here. So I think it's easier if you just put the locking pin in first. Now we want to put this spring in here, but we need to also make sure this goes in there. Let's get a screwdriver. Got a screwdriver. They do make a special tool for this, but I just find it easier with the screwdriver. So you put it in here. I want to put it in this little hole right here. There we go. Now it's in there. Make sure everything looks good like the photos do. So we got our parking brake, our locks in, that spring in there, our little wheel. Make sure it just spins. Yeah, it does spin. So this will help you adjust it. Everything's in place, even with the shoes. But yeah. So let me show you how to adjust these so you know how to put them in.
Alright, so guys, so I really did all this work pretty much. So now I'm gonna put the wheel hub back on so you can take a little break. So like he said before, he put these 2 screws right here and crisscross so it can hold the whole brake while he puts the shoes in. But since we need to take them off to put the hub back, so just loosen them. Alright, so now for the hub, as you can see, it goes in like this. Now when you're putting back the hub and you're putting back the bolts, what you want to do is just pretty much put the bolts back in, but don't tighten it because you will have to adjust it once you let one side go, because I am supporting with my hand on this on the left side, but on the right side it's already aligned.
Darling,
Alright guys, so I got them all there all tight. So you need the hub so you can put the drum cover back on so you can adjust the shoes, so make sure it's a perfect fit. But again, I'm gonna let my brother show you guys that because he knows more about this. He did his research. I'm mostly this guy, he's a drum guy. So let's go ahead and get to that.
Alright, so now what we need to do is adjust them. So because the self adjuster will adjust them, but it's just better so we can adjust them so they don't feel loose at first. So what we're gonna need is we need to put our drum back just back on. Then I'm gonna put my retainer clip so I could hold it in. That. And you wanna spin this. You want to feel little to no resistance at all. So this one has like no resistance at all. So we want to feel a little resistance. So what I'm gonna do is take this off and tighten the adjuster level a little bit more. So now we took it back off. And now we need to adjust the lever. So on this side we'll just push it up. I say like 3 clicks or 4. That will just basically push the shoes out more. Then we put the drum back on. Still no resistance, so we're gonna do it again. Let's do more clicks. I feel just a little more clicks. And let's see how that feels now. But we're still not there. This is perfect right here. You want to feel a little resistance, but not too much where it hits the shoes. But I did notice something when we're putting the old ones in. There's little grooves inside the rotor. Inside the drum. So, brother did. Let me show you guys. It's pretty cool. We painted the new ones. You could get the old ones resurfaced, but I decided to go with new ones and match the front with the rear, so it'll look good. That should be pretty much it. Just make sure all that, and then put the wheel back and put everything back, and you should be done with your drum brakes. And then push your pedal a little more, and also the side, also something else. I was gonna replace the wheel cylinder, but as bad luck, the new one, I got did not fit in there. So I just had to reuse the old one. But I would recommend replacing it. But this one is good. It's not leaking oil, the rubber's not cracked. So if yours is cracked or leaking oil, I would definitely replace it. But that should be it, and then you should see the car in the future.
Right guys, you see here, yep, we painted the drum brakes red. See, the rear ones are done, the whole car is done brake wise. But again, we're gonna leave the car on jacks, so we're gonna do the axles, and I believe we're gonna do the tire rods as well. But yep, that's gonna do it for today. Courtesy of Emmanuel on the rear brakes. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bleed the brakes, which is a simple process, and then yeah, that's all. That's it for today. Sorry guys, that's it for pretty much the video today. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.